right, let's take a look at Hexagon Race. This is a game where each partner will have a Hexagon Race game board, and they will share either spinner A or spinner B. Spinner A is actually going to be used for kinder and first grade as well as fourth and fifth grade. Spinner B is going to be used just for second and third grade, and we'll talk about why in just a minute. So essentially what students will do, they will lay the clear spinner cover on top of their spinner printout, give it a spin, and wherever it lands, so here I landed on one green triangle, they will place that number and that shape onto their game board. Okay, so then for kinder and first grade students, they're simply going to talk about the shapes and how many. So they would complete the phrase written at the bottom of their game board. It says, I have one triangle. I need blank to win. So the students can think about what shapes they would need to fill the rest of their game board in order to win, and they can be flexible about which shapes they choose to talk about. Also, at any point during the game, the students can shift where their pieces are on their game board, or they can exchange them for a different piece. So let's say they got one trapezoid and they're filling their pieces. They can trade out their trapezoid for 3 green triangles. So I'll show you. One red trapezoid is equivalent to 3 green triangles. So they can trade out for something that is equivalent to what they had and place that on their board in order to be strategic about how they fill their game board. Now for second and third grade, we are using the spinner that only has green triangles because we are trying to talk about fractional parts that's filled in the game board. And second and third grade, second grade only uses word form and third grade only combines like denominators. So in this case, we're using the green triangles. Our whole is represented by one hexagon. So the students can explore what that equivalency looks like using the different blocks. So in their case, the green triangles, it takes 6 green triangles to make one yellow hexagon. So they can identify that one green triangle is 1/6 of the whole. Now, as they're filling their board, let's say they have filled, let's say their board looks like this. Then as they would complete this statement, they would say, I have 1, 2, 3, 4/6. I need 1, 2, and 6 more. I need 8/6 to win. So second and third grade students are counting those fractional parts, but we want to make sure that we are labeling these parts with their denominator. We call them sixths because it takes 6 of them to equal one whole. For fourth and fifth grade, they again will be using the different color shapes, the variety of shapes. However, they also are going to be referring to their fractional parts. So students might need some time before the game begins to explore what those equivalencies are, so they know how to name the fractional parts when they're looking at their game board. You may also want to have them explore equivalencies between the fractional parts. For example, how the 3 triangles equaled 1 red trapezoid. So we know then that 3/6 is equivalent to 1/2. And what the students will do is as they explore ways to describe what's on their board, let's say their board looks something like, well, let's just say it looks something like this. So they would know that the red trapezoid is 1/2 and that the blue rhombus is 1/3. So they could then record an equation that they have 1/2 plus 1/3. Now remember how we talked about they can exchange different pieces for other pieces that are equivalent to what they have. And that's one way that they can discover how to convert this equation to have common denominators in order to add the pieces. So they may know, even without exchanging, that 1/2 is equivalent to 3/6, and that 1/3 is equivalent to 2/6, So now they can add, and they can know 3/6 plus 2 more 6 would give us 5/6. So it's a way for them to visually see how we can add those quantities and how we can find common denominators in order to combine them. The same goes for when they're figuring out how many more they would need in order to win.